some live classes after a crazy week with no power Monday and some of Tuesday even. So thank you for standing by, and we're back. Hopefully no more power outages sometime soon, and fire season over hopefully soon. So we have Primal body weight today, moving, restorative flow, opening things up. We're going to do some thoracic opening, some hip opening, get everything feeling kind of rotational, ready for rotation work that we're going to be doing tomorrow in our kettlebell class. So let's come on down, face down on the mat, lying all the way, head neutral, and you can start with those forearms in front of you, making a little pillow for your forehead so you can keep the head neutral without smashing your nose. And from here, let's kick up one of our legs and just the heel, flex and point that foot, stretching out the foot itself. And then let's flex our foot, pulling our toes back so our heel is pressing out, and push that heel up, lifting the thigh up off the mat, but we're going to leave the hip pressing down, really squeezing that glute. And now let's lift the hip up and reach over with that foot, opening up our hip. You want to point the toe if it makes it easier to reach for the ground. And then squeeze the glute so that when we roll back here very slowly, our hip touches first, and then our thigh, and then we can rest the foot back down. Let's go to the other side now. Kicking up the foot. Start with some flexing. Point. Flex the foot. Stretching out the foot itself. And then pulling the toes back towards the face. Pressing up, squeezing the glute. And then lifting the hip. You can point the toe. Opening up the hip, keeping the shoulders relaxed. And then slowly returning, keeping the glute engaged, so that the thigh stays off the ground while the hip make contact, and then thigh and resting down the foot. And we'll go through this again a little faster now, ever so faster, not speeding it all the way up, but just speeding it up a little bit. Up, press, reach, and then return. Hip, thigh, foot, and foot, thigh, hip, reach, and two more each side, a little more fluid each time. Feel that spiral. Unwind and wind up. Next side. And last one. When you come back to neutral here, realign the spine, and then pull those hands back so you have your thumbs by your shoulders, tucking the elbows in. Relax the glutes and the lower legs. Exhale and press into a cobra. Lifting up the chest. Relax the glutes and then tighten and slowly lower back down. And do two more. Exhale, push. Tighten the glutes and lower. One more. Elbows in, exhale. keeping the hands where they are. Tuck the toes under, dig the knees into the mat, elbows in and push back into a quadruped low squat stretch. Come up onto the forearms or onto the hands from the forearms. Hands centered underneath the center of the shoulder joint. Fingers spread nice and wide, and we're going to start to rock back and forward very gently. Keep even pressure in all the fingers. Don't take it anywhere painful. Nice deep breath as we take this wrist stretch. One more. And then start to circle. Keeping the fingers spread so that the pinky, the thumb also get a good stretch. Slow that circle down and switch direction. Neutral. Slide it back so you're sitting back onto your knees or whatever way is comfortable. We're going to stretch the wrists just a little bit more. Take your palm out in front of you, or hand out in front of you, and turn your palm down and in towards you. And we're just going to gently pull on the hand. And I want you pushing your hand out against that pulling. Don't just pull it in, but also push and resist that to make this an active stretch. And if you're not getting a stretch here, squeeze those fingers in and make a fist. And we want to feel this all the way up that forearm. Relax the shoulders. And then actively stretch the hand up and down. Let's do the other side. So hand out, palm down and in. Pull it towards you, but remember, push against that resistance. We want to be active in our stretch. And if you need more of a stretch, make a fist. And active. Up and down. Let's take it back down. Hands to the ground. Shoulders back and down. And we're going to take one hand on the back of our head, bringing the elbows together. Exhale. And inhale. Open up to the ceiling. I want you to turn and look where you're trying to go. Open the shoulders. Exhale. Close. Inhale. Open up. Try to stretch all the muscles between each rib. One more big inhale. And exhale, hands to the mat, roll the shoulders back. Time to do the other side, hand on the back of the head. Exhale, elbows together. And inhale. Turn and look up at the ceiling. One more big inhale, and exhale, hands to the mat, roll the shoulders down. Let's take it back, quadruped, hands and knees. Spread the fingers, hands underneath the shoulders. We're going to shift our weight to one leg so we can do our hip rotations. Taking one leg, knee into the chest, keeping the spine neutral, kicking it all the way out to the side, also keeping the spine neutral, all the way back. twisting the foot up and then bringing it finally back into the chest again. We're gonna do 4 in one direction. Think slow, active. We want our core braced and tight, making this movement as smooth as we possibly can. 1 more, and then we're gonna switch the direction. And let's reverse, kicking it back first, out to the side, and again. Last 2. And last one. Let's bring that knee in. If you want to stretch out the hips for a moment. We're going to do the other side now. Spread the fingers, hands under the shoulders. Brace the core, shift the weight over. We're going to do 4 each direction. Making this as active as we can. I want to feel core. I want to feel my glutes, my whole leg lighting up. One more in this direction, and then we're slowing it down. And reversing. Two more. And last one. Okay, bringing the hips in. You can give them another stretch, sitting back into your hips. Stretch the arms overhead long and press them down into the ground. Come up into kneeling position, and we want a little space between our knees here so we have a good time holding our balance, and you can tuck the toes under or leave them flat if you like. Let's make sure we engage our glutes, hips are forward, and keep the eyes at about the end of the mat, 3 or 4 feet in front of you on the ground. Take your arms behind you, palms facing each other, and squeeze the palms together to create tension and engage the shoulders. Start to press your chest forward as far as you can before you feel as if you're going to lose balance. Keep the glutes engaged and the gaze downwards. And then let's lift the arms up, scooping the thumbs up into a Y shape. Hold this position, shoulders low, glutes engaged. Our back is fired up, and then hinge the shoulders back and bring the hips underneath. And reset, hands back, squeeze together to create tension. Press the chest forward, gaze downwards, sweep the arms up and hold. And with the arms up, hinge back. And reset, 2 more. Squeeze the palms together. Hinge forward, pushing the chest forward. Eyes at the ground. Sweep the arms up and hold. And back with the arms overhead. Last one. Squeeze. Push the chest forward. Reach up. And hinge it back. Excellent. All right. Let's take it down to the ground for our shin box with a big reach. 90-degree angle on your shins, each one here and here. We're going to take the hands back, opening up one leg and then the other. Keep the knees or keep the heels in place as we move the knees. And then with this inside arm, we're going to reach it forward, reach the hips up, big stretch, press the back hand into the ground, and slowly bring the hips back down. Heels stay in place as the knees fold over. And again, inside arm reaches up, lift the hips up, big stretch. And bring it slowly back down. We're going to do 4 more. And 2 more. Last one, shin box over, big reach. And bring it down to a rest. All right, coming on up to standing position now. We're going to take it into a little lateral lunge with a reach and stretch. So standing on one end of your mat, take this foot, step it over, and as we come over, keep coming over, reaching with your arm across to touch the inside of your ankle or inside of your knee shin, however low we can get there. Then take this outside arm, you're going to reach it through across, so your arms are crossed over your legs, and then this arm that was reaching to your ankle is going to reach up to the ceiling. Exhale, lower that hand down, and then you can release your leg and step back. And then we'll do it on the other side, so I'll show the same side from the front so you can see. Step the leg out and reach across towards that ankle. Take this outside arm, the free arm, cross it over to your other thigh, and then open up that arm that was reaching towards your ankle originally. And then exhale, you can release and step back. So let's do that 4 more times for 6. Stepping it out, reaching towards the ankle, crossing the arm through and opening up. Bring the hand down and step back, switch sides, step out, reach for the ankle, take this arm, reach through, open up. And exhale, step back, switch sides. Last 2, cross through. And last one, cross through. All right, standing out in the middle of your mat, you're going to want a little bit of cushion. Step it back with one leg all the way down to the ground, half kneeling position, and lower that toe down to the ground so you have a flat foot going on there. All right. Oh, my knee just popped. We want to make sure that my foot and my knee are straight in front of my hip. I don't want them out to the side. So everything really straight on here. We're going to tuck our butt under, engage the glutes, and drive forward into this half kneeling position. Inhale, take the arms up, palms facing each other. And if I have my right leg forward, I'm going to lean to the right. If I have my left leg forward like I do, you're going to lean to the left. And exhale. Bring the arms back. You can bring the knee back as well and change sides. Back foot down, front foot nice and straight. Tuck the butt under and drive forward. Inhale, reach the arms up and lean into your forward leg as you stretch up. Exhale. Bring it down, back, both knees again, switch sides. Half kneeling, tuck the glutes under, drive forward, reach, and stretch. Knee down and switch. Last time, tuck, squeeze, reach up, palms facing each other, and big reach. From here, stay in this half kneeling position and you're going to bring your hands down. So you have one hand on either side of your foot here. Dig the back toe under, lift up the back knee, and send that front leg back into a downward dog. Walk out the heels. And working the heels down into the ground. So I'm just going to take my sleeves up. It does not work to have fabric on this mat. I will slide. With your next breath in, inhale and lift up your right leg, three-legged dog. Keeping the other heel flat on the ground, the hips level. Exhale, bring the knee forward, back into our low lunge, and this time walk the foot over across to the left side of the mat, dropping the foot down with the shin across the mat. The hips are nice and straight. We're in our pigeon. Keeping the hips straight, you can walk the hands back next to the hips. And if you'd like to sit a little bit deeper, if you have that available to you, remember, keep everything engaged through this stretch. Bringing the hands back forward. Just like our wrist stretch, we want to be active in all of our stretches. If you have the flexibility, you feel like you can take it to your elbows now. On your next inhale, bring it up to your hands. Put your back toe down into the ground, lift up the knee, walk your foot back to center, and then all the way across to the right side of your mat on the outside of your two hands, laying the back knee down and the back foot down. Hips again straight. And if you can, come up onto your left hand and push on the right thigh. Let that right foot roll up onto the blade, the side of the foot there. Shoulders relaxed. And exhale, roll the foot back in. Place the hand back on the mat. Lift up the back foot and walk that outside right foot back to the middle before we send it back into three-legged dog. And then open your three-legged dog, take a wild thing, let the foot dangle. And exhale, bring the foot back down, return to downward dog. Walk out the heels. Roll the shoulders. Let's go ahead and take it left side, three-legged dog. Hips are straight. And exhale, bring the left foot forward, placing it at the front of the mat between your 2 feet before walking it over to the right side across the mat, laying the shin down. Hips are straight. Back foot and knee down on the ground. You can walk the hands back, sit tall into your pigeon, and then walk it back forward. Active stretch. Bring it down to the elbows if you did on the right side. Take it back up to the hands on your next inhale. Dig in the back knee and toe. Lifting up the back leg, lifting the hips, and walking the foot all the way to the left side now. Laying it back down on the back leg. Hips are straight. And we're going to open up, push on that left inner thigh. Let that foot roll back in. Hand back down to the mat. Dig in the back toe and lift the back leg and the hips. Walk the foot back to center. And then send it back into three-legged dog. And open up for your wild thing. Bring the foot back down. Return to downward dog. Walk out the heels. Roll the hips. Relax the shoulders. Take the right leg up into three-legged dog. And bring it forward into your low lunge again. This time, drop down the back knee and the back foot. And we're going to open up our right arm to the ceiling. Drop that arm down, reaching for the foot behind you, that left foot. Make sure the shin in front is straight up and down, vertical. And if you can, lift up that left foot into your hand. Now hold the outside of the toes. Turn and look behind you. Nice deep breath. Exhale, let go of the foot if you were holding on. And bring that arm back around. Slide the hips back, keeping the hips straight. You can lift up onto your fingertips if it helps you keep your back straight. Pointing the toe in front, and then pulling the toes back towards the face. Point and pull. Point and pull. And rock it back forward. Bring the hands down to the mat on either side of the foot. Lift up the back leg and return to three-legged dog and take a wild thing. Bring the foot down to the mat. Walk out the heels. Just go left leg up and bring it into low lunge. Drop the back knee, the back foot down, and open up the left arm into a rotation, looking up at the ceiling. And drop the hand and the gaze down to the back foot. Make sure the front shin is nice and straight. And you can either just leave this here, this stretch here, or if you picked up your foot on the other side, go ahead, pick up the foot on this side. Nice deep breath. And exhale, release the foot. Bring the arm back around and push back. Keeping the hips straight, the back straight. Point. And flex that front foot. Bring it forward again, hands on either side of that front foot, lift up the back leg, send it back into three-legged dog, and open up into your wild thing. And bring the foot back down to the mat. Walk out the heels, walk out the hamstrings, roll the shoulders. Take your right leg up into three-legged dog and bring it forward to the front of your mat. Keeping your back leg elevated, open up into your rotation. And inhaling, lift up onto the fingertips on the bottom of the mat. Take a deep breath in, and on your exhale, you're going to lift up, reaching your top arm forward, your back arm reaching behind you. It doesn't really make sense, does it? The arm that was on the bottom. Turn your back foot out. Keep your front foot straight and your front shin straight. Reaching your arms in front and behind. Try to drop your hips a little lower. Inhale, reach back. And exhale, let's bring the hands down to the mat, either side of that foot. And send our right leg up and back into three-legged dog, into our wild thing. Bring the foot down to the mat. Walk out the heels. We're going to take left leg, three-legged dog. Bring the knee forward into that low lunge, keeping the back leg elevated. Open up your left arm. Inhale up onto the fingertips of your hand on the mat. And exhale, reach your top arm forward, lower arm behind as you turn your back foot out. Reach. And see if you can lower your hips down a little bit more, keeping your front shin vertical. Inhale, reach back. Exhale, hands to the mat. Send that left leg up and back into your wild thing. And bring the feet down. Walk out the hips. Inhale, take your right leg up. We're going to bring it forward. Low lunge and walk it across the mat for pigeon. Setting the hips down, lowering down the back foot, and walking back, sitting tall. Seeing if we can drop into our pigeon a little bit lower before walking the hands back forward. And taking a deep breath, taking a moment to be active in our stretch. You can take it to the elbows again. And back to the hands. Dig the back toe in, lift up the back knee, and slide the foot all the way over to the outside, putting the foot and the leg behind you back down on the mat. Hips are straight. Roll open, pushing on the inner thigh very gently. Remember, active stretch, so try resisting. Deep breath, and roll the foot back in. Walk the foot to the middle of the mat. Lift up your back foot and leg. Send it back into three-legged dog and open up into your wild thing. Bring it back down. Ready for our last one. Left side. Three-legged dog into low lunge. Walk the foot across the mat into your pigeon. Walking the hands back to settle a little lower. Active in our stretch, hands back forward. Down to the elbows. And up to the hands again. Lift up the back leg and the hips. Walk the foot to the outside and lay the back leg down again. Roll open very gently the outer left leg. And let it come back in. Lift up the back leg and hip. Walking the foot to center before sending it back into your last three-legged dog to wild thing. And bring it back to downward dog. Up onto your tippy toes, letting your toes curl under, rolling the top of your foot all the way top of the shins until you're kneeling on the ground, and then we're going to push reverse on the way back up, rolling the top of the feet back onto the heels. Up onto the tippy toes, curl the toes under and roll the foot and reverse. Last one. Down to kneeling and relax. Sitting back. Let's take 3 big shoulder rolls, reverse, forward ears, behind down, and then switch directions, backwards to forwards. And shake out those shoulders. We're going to take it to a tall seated position, finish working out our hips. Open up the back of the knee towards the mat, pulling the toes back towards the face. Inhale, sit tall, squeezing the palms towards each other as we reach high, 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 hinging forward at the hip and keeping the back straight, letting the arms fall to the calves, ankles, heels. Exhaling and pulling ourselves into the stretch. Every time we inhale, imagine that we're growing our stretch taller out through the top of our spine. And exhaling, hinging it forward from the hip. exhale, slide the hands back. We're going to slide the right foot into the hip and let the foot fall open so we have a nice open hip over here. The foot on the inside of the thigh and the front foot nice and straight. Inhale, reach tall, squeezing the palms towards each other. And exhale, hinge forward, straight back, letting the foot fall to the calves, ankles, the heel. Keep the gaze downwards so that we keep our neck straight. And exhale, slide the hands back. We're going to hop this foot all the way up and over so it's across on the other side of the left leg. Inhale, sit tall and turn to the right into your right leg. Inhale, sit tall, pulling the spine up towards the ceiling. Exhale, twist a little deeper into your stretch. And exhale, unwind, come back to center. Hop that foot up and over so our legs are next to each other again. Stick a forward fold in the middle. Inhale, sit tall, palms towards each other. Exhale, hinge forward. And slide those hands back. We're going to do left side, sliding the left foot into the hip, letting it fall open. Front foot nice and straight. Inhale, sitting tall. Palms towards each other, reaching up. Exhale, forward fold. Hinging down. Straight back. Allowing to deepen into that stretch. Sliding hands back and helping that left foot all the way up and over. Front foot nice and straight. Inhale, sit tall. Exhale, turn to the left. Remember each inhale. We want to be taller. Every exhale, we want to twist deeper. And exhale, unwind. Hop that foot up and over. Slide it out. Final forward fold. Inhale, sit tall. And exhale, hinge forward at the hip. Exhale, slide the hands back. Thank you for joining some Primal animal body weight restorative flow. A little more yoga-y today, but a lot of hip work and rotational. So tomorrow we've got some fun kettlebell flows that are going to have some rotational business lunges, so it will be good to have our hips so warmed up. So thank you for joining me today, and we've got class 2 p.m. Same time, same place tomorrow, and I will see you then.